Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, October 2nd. No significant impact. Will be in a general warming and drying trend through Monday, and then cooler, wetter weather arrives thereafter. We'll get to that in a minute. Near surface smoke this afternoon on the left, tomorrow afternoon on the right. You see the main smoke produced at just the fires in the southern Sierra. Same story in the vertically integrated smoke from the surface on up through 6,000 feet above ground level. We do see that by Sunday afternoon, some of that thicker smoke could be an impact over far western Nevada as the upper level winds begin to shift. We had no significant precipitation or lightning. Initial attack very light, just new quarter acre type starts in a few spots, nothing significant. Observed precipitation in the past week on the left. You can see the dry ribbon across much of Idaho into Nevada, into northwest Utah. Wetter north and south of there, and even the 14-day has that dry ribbon still extending from parts of central Idaho into Nevada. More significant precipitation of a half inch or more, both north and south of there, and that's reflected in our ERCs. We see the driest values, 80th to 90th percentile in some spots still on the Salmon Chalice in the vicinity of the Boundary Fire. Also some drier fuels along the Sierra front where we continue with the fuel and fire behavior advisory, which will probably be expiring shortly in the next couple of days. Otherwise, moist conditions further south across the Arizona Strip and Utah. And looking at some heavier fuels, just to give you a bit of a perspective, here in Predictive Services Unit 2, which encompasses the Salmon Chalice, you can see the 1,000-hour fuels down between the 90th and 97th percentile, touching almost near record levels. And same story, actually even drier across the southern Sierra front, right at record dry levels for this time of year, and not too far off from all-time record levels. So even though the 100-hour fuels have come up, even though the live fuel moistures have risen a little bit, some of our areas still very dry. Just for comparison, 1,000-hour fuels across the region that encompasses most of the Dixie National Forest in southern Utah, you can see how much that has risen. Satellite imagery shows clear skies throughout, a deep low pressure system and a strong cold front which will play a role in our weather later in the period. A weak disturbance here over off the California coast, which is going to shift the winds. That's going to bring some of that smoke into western Nevada by tomorrow. For this afternoon, however, still dry air pushing in. You can see high pressure ridge building in. I see the first phase of that front starting to approach northern Idaho, and no real significant immediate impacts on our 7-day fire potential. Even our driest areas are in the yellow overall when you consider some of the finer fuel moisture. But the humidity levels will be dry, single digits across much of western and central Nevada, and then closer to 20 to 25% across parts of Idaho, and similar across Utah. Winds on the left light. For tomorrow, under high pressure here is a little wiggle of a disturbance, not that significant, but still under high pressure. No significant impacts on the 7-day. On the left, winds again fairly light. On the right, again, very dry humidity levels across Nevada, so still a concern through there, and even drying up in Idaho into the teens in a lot of areas, but moistening as you head further south and east. And then on Monday, things begin to change. This powerful cold front starts consolidating quite a bit of moisture, pushing into the Pacific Northwest. Also, this upper level low consolidates off the Southern California coast, and that starts pulling up some remnants of monsoonal moisture towards the Arizona Strip and southern Nevada late in the day on Monday. You can see our 7-day on the right. And again, humidity levels dry across Nevada, starting to pick up a little bit across Utah. Very dry in Idaho into the mid-teens. Start to see the winds on the left picking up. The darker greens and oranges are anywhere from 15 to 25 miles an hour. 3-day precipitation accumulation. You can see some light amounts into the Arizona Strip and far southern Nevada, and maybe into the higher terrain of southern Utah. Just light amounts for now, but it should get a little steadier, because by Tuesday that monsoonal moisture gets tapped further northwards and expands as it converges with this strong cold front and the upper low over British Columbia. Heavy rains and mountain snows in the northern part of this system through here in the Pacific Northwest. Widespread light to moderate rains. We see the green here across Utah and parts of eastern Nevada. You can see more green across Vegas area towards southern Ely's district. And then by Wednesday, This front really consolidates rain and mountain snows into Idaho and maybe far northern Nevada. Moisture starting to approach the very dry areas of the Sierra front, which is good news. See more green on the map. And then on Thursday, again, that front really consolidates. The heaviest moisture is just off to our west, but still moderate amounts of moisture basically north of the I-80 corridor and a bit plowing into the south. And by Friday, again, that front crosses through with colder air, rain and mountain snows across Idaho, western Wyoming, and northern Nevada, and deeper moisture and rains and maybe some high elevation snow over the Uintas and the Wasatch also by Friday. You can see our 7-day all green in all areas, as this looks like our prototypical season-ending event. Keep your fingers crossed. It would be if this 7-day precipitation holds out. We get some moisture into parts of southern Nevada, some much needed moisture into those dry areas of the Salmon Chalice, and at least some wetting rains into the Sierra front, and more moisture in areas that already are basically out of fire season further east. The 8 to 14-day outlook continues with the cooler than normal temperatures across the Great Basin, also wetter than normal for most areas, at least the northern 2/3 or 3/4 of the Great Basin, especially up in Idaho. So this looks like it's really about it. And as fire season ends, prescribed burn season will start getting underway. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.